Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
It's time for the Avengers to assemble. Delay. Avengers is delayed for several months. They were actually going to release them May, was it May 1st of 2026 and May 7th of 2027. Now we're pushing them back to December. Yeah, that's not a lot of time. We're talking less than a year to get these movies done.
And they have so many moving parts on these things.
Oh my God. I think this is the thing. Disney usually announces the dates for these movies like years ahead of time because they're trying to kind of plant the flag. I guess nobody goes against them. But yeah, these movies, I don't know how they're coming together. I don't know if they're coming together. I don't know if I care. I don't know if a lot of people care. Again, it depends on how the next couple of Marvel movies do, but the reaction mostly to Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Dr. Doom, which appears to be an evil Tony variant, which I'm not on board with. I hate that. I hate that the MCU Dr. Doom is going to be evil Tony.
I'm wondering, is Fantastic Four not looking like it's going to do great? And now they're like pushing it back because they're like, oh shit, we have to redo stuff?
I don't know. I honestly have no idea how Fantastic Four is tracking. I don't know. I think there's more. I'm gonna be honest. I think there's more positive buzz about Superman than there is about Fantastic Four.
Well, I'm just saying, I think there's lots of reasons they could have moved it back, but I have to wonder because I know a lot of people were kind of like, about Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, are they getting concerned and making changes?
Oh, I think so. Even if that is the case, they're going to. And again, this one was kind of a Hail Mary pass because originally it was supposed to be Kang and not Dr. Doom. So they had to change all that, but whatever. So there's a lot of rumors. They're talking Wolverine's going to come back. I think these movies are going to be massive cameo fest, fan wank cameo fest.
Another thing. Okay, so now they're pushing it back, and now Hugh Jackman says that Wolverine. He was like, I can't comment on that.
Right.
After it's pushed back, and now it's like we have to make this work. Is this because Iger's new mandates, and then like, go get this character, that character that you previously weren't going to put in there?
Yeah, whatever it takes, right? To borrow from and like whatever it takes to make money. I think at this point, and we did a video talking about the the rumored behind the scenes drama with the X-Men movies that Feige wants them to be heavy political commentary. There always was some political commentary in the X-Men, but heavy political commentary, light on action, and Iger's just like, yeah. Deadpool Wolverine made a bunch of money. Just more of that. More of that, please. Money in the bank. So yeah, if he thinks shoving Wolverine into Doomsday makes sense, if he thinks shoving all the Spider-Men into Doomsday and Secret Wars makes sense, that's what they're going to do. I think it's going to be the most cameo-riddled Marvel movie ever made. Like they're gonna every version of every Marvel character ever.
Well, it's gonna be too convoluted and it's gonna bomb then. So
yeah, and that was one of the big complaints people had with Deadpool and Wolverine, though, was that it was, just fan service basically, but it made a lot of money at the end of the day
because it was fan service.
That's all they care about. So they're like, yeah, let's give them Secret Wars. Let's throw everybody in it. Because we know Jackman's going to be available until he's 90, right? He's going to be playing Wolverine until he's 90.
Yeah,
so
until you're 90.
Until you're 90. Let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
Actually, what they'll do is they'll buy his likeness, Hugh Jackman's likeness, and they'll make Wolverine movies from now until the end of time. So even when he dies, after he's 90, we'll still have new Wolverine movies. Because they're too gutless to cast another Wolverine. They had Henry Cavill for like 30 seconds.
That was nice. That was a good 30 seconds.
That's all. See, there you go. That's it. It's only 30 seconds. A good
30 seconds.
Anyways, this comes from the birds all over the place. We are a little late to it. I guess it was a day or two ago. Marvel's next two Avengers movies are going to be delayed. See, this is how much attention I pay to Marvel now. Like, they're pushing the two biggest movies back. I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't think many people do.
So we're talking Doomsday is being delayed from May 1st to December 18th, 2026. Secret Wars is going to be December 17th, 2027. Will they be able to keep those dates? Or are they going to push them back?
They
again?
usually take the dates if they had something else in those places and they put something else in them. So not necessarily a Marvel something, but if Disney has those dates already,
Star Wars.
They usually try to shift stuff around and put something else in those places.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they have already. If they haven't, I haven't been paying attention to this. I have not been home for like 2 days.
I don't really care. I'm just like, whatever, whatever happens. I don't know, because I know the Mandalorian and Grogu comes out sometime. I'm trying to think, I don't even care off the top of my head. Like, I don't care.
Next year sometime.
Russo brothers are returning. Okay, Robert Downey Jr. is going to be back as Dr. Doom instead of Iron Man. I hate that. I hate the idea of Nega Tony, not to be confused with the hard R version, which was in Tropic Thunder.
God.
And Marvel reportedly spent like $200 million.
Never go hard R.
Never go hard R. Oh my God. $200 million for him to come back because they didn't know what else to do. That's crazy.
I know. I mean, I wish someone would give me $200 million just to come. They don't know what we want me to do yet, but they'll have me come back for $200 million.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just insane.
I mean, who wouldn't come back for $200 million?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, can you imagine though? Like, people don't realize, like, Robert Downey Jr. is a big star right now, but 20 years ago he was poison. Like, you couldn't go anywhere near him.
Oh, I give him full credit though. I mean, he may have some political opinions I think go a little far, but he has really turned it around. And I mean, from where he was then to where he is now, and he usually uses it for good. I really respect that anyway. But so we're pushing it back for 2 years or a year, and then the other one's getting pushed back for a year, and they're not getting any reason as to why they're doing this.
No, probably we're gonna make the best movie ever. It's like, hurry up and finish that script, lock in all those cameos. I mean,
we know they named like all those actors, and that was the start, and they said to be more. And they had that was like what 6-7 hours of like
that was the most
every 10-12 minutes.
Yeah, so my feeling on that whole thing, that for those of you who don't know, they did it was like 5.5 hours of them just slowly announcing people that you knew were going to be in these movies anyway, right? And literally like every Disney Plus actor or whatever is going to be in this damn movie.
All the Thunderbolts are in it.
All the Thunderbolts. Oh boy! Oh my God, guys! Huge shocker! Huge surprise! Everybody, just like Infinity War and Endgame, everybody that's in the MCU so far is also going to be in this movie. Imagine that! All the people you don't care about on Disney Plus are now.
Yeah, right.
I can't wait for that extended Echo subplot. That Ironheart.
They didn't name Echo on
no,
the list.
Ironheart and Echo are gonna go off on their own.
No desire to see that one either.
Yeah, it's gonna be a major plot point. Yeah, I mean, this is all about Disney trying to make another $2 billion MCU movie, and they're gonna do, and they're probably looking at it, they're like, yeah, this is nowhere near, as they call it in the park, show ready. This is nowhere near show ready.
I have to laugh because I'm not caring about it, and it's like I just don't. And for example, like I was a big Daredevil fan when it was Netflix Daredevil, and I understand this show is supposed to be similar to Netflix Daredevil. I haven't watched it, and it's surprising me because I was going to watch it, but I get so busy that I don't want to watch it. Instead, what I will watch is K-drama or The Apothecary Diaries. Thank you, Sarah. It's really good, and I'll watch that, and I love that, but I have zero desire to watch more Marvel. And I used to watch everything in our family. You can vouch. Whenever there was something new Marvel, I was the one who was all about it and wanted to watch it. When, Agent Carter, I watched it. Yeah. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., watched it. Every time there was, movie, I was the one that was excited and like wanting to get tickets opening day. You're the comic book person. You were like, because you knew they were going to change it from the comic. But I was just like, I was the normie who wanted to go. And I was like, I can't wait. I love it. And I'm just like,
That's basically
don't care.
I don't care either. And it's not even like, I love how the photo they have for it is the all female Avengers. They're not going to be in. Most of these women are not going to be in the movie anyway. But like, I just don't care. I just feel like they've beaten the dead horse, and like, I can't say the movies are going to be flops or anything. I don't think they're going to be flops. I mean, especially if they tease a whole bunch of cameos, but is that because it worked with Spider-Man, because that was new, Like, oh my God, all the Spider-Man are getting together. Variant Spider-Man. Oh my God. It worked in Deadpool and Wolverine because, like, oh my God, the Fox X-Men. This is going to be amazing.
I don't think people are going to be interested until they see something. Like, just naming the names and then pushing it back. And if you push it back, it better be damn epic because, you know, you're pushing it back and that's what people that were interested were excited. And now you're like pushing that to later. I don't think people are going to be really excited. Now, if I see something that looks really good, then I'll be excited. I think that's kind of like show me, don't tell me, and I'll decide.
Well, I think that means, you know, again, I think a lot of it does hinge on Fantastic Four because Fantastic Four is leading into Doomsday.
That's just it. And I think that's why I kind of wonder. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could be that it's all falling apart. It could be that they really do need more time to make it better.
It's a disaster
because the VFX people,
reshoot the whole thing. Yeah.
VFX people now are unionized and they can't work them as hard. You know, they can't drive them the way they drove them before. I don't know.
You know, but, you joke about that, but I'm like,
I'm not joking. I'm serious.
Could they be waiting for the AI technology to catch up and be like, you know what, the rate things are going, give it another 6 or 8 months, and we'll be able to make this movie for half as much. Yeah.
You know, because they have to keep budgets down. That's an awful lot of actors. That, you know, who knows? I don't know. But no one's saying why they moved it at all. I asked you that, and you said no.
They don't know. They need a bit more time. That's it. That's all they're saying. They just moved the dates. So it doesn't mean it's in trouble. It doesn't mean it's just like.
Historically, though, if they move stuff, usually it's because they're trying to make it. They say they're going to make it better. It usually turns out to be Captain America: Brave New World or Snow White or something like that, and then that's concerning.
Yeah, so they're Spider-Man 4, which again, I think this is a massive red flag right here. Calling it Brand New Day.
Yeah.
When that was one of the you can actually, okay, so One More Day, Brand New Day was basically the last Jedi of Marvel Comics. I think that you can trace the decline of interest in Marvel Comics back to that when they decided to just undo a huge part of Peter Parker's life and hit the reset button, and he has never been the same since then. Like, he's just been a pussy since that happened. And a lot of fans hated it. A lot of people noped out of Marvel because of that. And then things just kind of went from bad to worse. I would have stayed as far away from that naming convention as possible. I would have stayed as far away from it as you could. But so that's going to come out first then. I hope if nothing else, I hope we get the black costume Spider-Man. But even if we do, it's going to be probably a very different take on him than we've seen before. I don't know. Yeah.
You're like, this is like the most unenthused I've seen.
I can't get excited about it anymore. That's the thing. Like, I don't care. I don't hate it. That's the thing. Like, everybody's like, you just hate everything, Clownfish. You just consume it and shut the fuck up. Just lick it all up and love it. And if you don't love it, just don't say anything about it because it hurts my feelings.
Neon can't get it up for Marvel.
I can't get it up anymore.
I don't give you an epic 30 seconds.
I don't even care. I'm getting to the place now where I care more about covering dry ass computer news and just shit like that than I do about shit like this. Like seriously, what are you laughing about? Because I said dry ass.
No, you're not listening to anything I've said the whole time.
What did you say? I can't get it up?
You said I can't get up for Marvel, not even 30 seconds, and you keep going on and on. And then you go dry ass tech news, and then that's why it's 30 seconds. And you don't even hear me. You just keep going.
Chafes a little bit. No, but I mean, seriously, like I'm sitting here looking at kind of the trajectory of stuff that we've covered over the years. And we spent a lot of time talking about Marvel, and we spent a lot of time talking about Star Wars. And I'm looking at now, like, my enthusiasm for both of those franchises completely dead. Like the MCU, especially, like Marvel Comics, every once in a while they get it right. And then they can't stick the landing. Ultimate Spider-Man, they get it right, and they're like, no, we're never going to put Peter Parker and MJ back together, even though you guys are clearly interested in that because the book is selling very, very well, outselling the main Spider-Man title. But no, because we don't want the bigots to get a win. So, you know, but yeah, like, yeah, I know this thing is going to be a rush job. It's going to, the best case scenario is it will be a big cameo fest like Deadpool and Wolverine, which is fine, but you can only really do that once, right? And then the rumor is they're going to reset the universe anyway.
Sorry, jokes write themselves.
You can't do it twice.
You only can do it once.
Well, when you get to a certain age, you can only do it once.
Well, I think Marvel's past the age. They're not
I
even
think
doing
that's
it.
it.
They're not
I
even
think-
doing it once now anymore.
I think that is the elephant in the room here, is that I think the MCU is past its expiration point, and I think they just keep stretching it out, and it's just not. It's not working because the kids that grew up with Marvel, the kids that were buying the Iron Man and Spider-Man action figures 10 years ago, they're done. They moved on.
Yeah,
The touristy fans, they've moved on.
I'd have to see more to see if I'm interested in this. I do think that pushing it back is concerning because, like I said, whenever they push a Marvel movie back, it ends up usually
Gets
not
worse.
being. It's usually for a reason, and it usually doesn't end up doing as well. And it wouldn't just be Marvel like Snow White and other ones. It's usually because they have to reshoot things or do things for reasons. And I haven't done a whole lot here, so that can't be the case. But they have to rework it for some reason.
I gotta wonder. I mean, again, if these rumors are true, and Bob Iger's probably looking at Lilo and Stitch compared to Snow White, and he's gonna look at this and be like, "Look, at the end of the day, politics, whatever." But I'm the CEO of the company. He's even telling The View. I did that video yesterday.
I know.
That came from the Daily Beast. He's telling the ladies at The View to shut the fuck up about the politics.
Somebody had to tell him to shut the fuck up.
Or at least rein it in, because he's like, I'm trying to work a deal with Trump here. He said good things about our Abu Dhabi park. We're going to work something out with the tariffs so we can still make cheap shit.
We want to work with him so we can help ourselves, and you guys
so we can help
ruining it.
ourselves. Fuck your activism. That's pretty much where they're at right now. They're like, yeah, we did the activism thing. It cost us Reedy Creek.
He was like the figurehead of pushing activism at the Disney company. And now he's like, oh shit, there's no money.
He thought he could fuck around and not find out. That's what Disney thought they could
30
do.
seconds. And now he realizes he's screwed and he has to undo it.
Right. So they're going to look at Star Wars with the audience. They're going to look at Marvel with the audience. I would not be surprised. I'm going to be completely honest. I would not be surprised if old Pedro Pascal doesn't get a talking to, because he's turning into another Rachel Zegler. And he just will not shut up about the politics. Everything's changing. I covered, you weren't in that one either, the BBC Doctor Who. I know she's been very busy. But the rumor is that they parted ways with Ncuti Gatwa because he would not be a presenter at Eurovision because one of the finalists was from Israel and he was all pro-Palestine. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my, I totally did miss this. Oh
yeah.
Wow.
So they were like, he was no-show. He was no-show. Yeah.
He was supposed to show and he didn't show.
He didn't show
because of that.
Because one of the finalists was Israeli.
Okay, let's tell you how you blow up your career in real time for a temporary situation that has nothing to do with you.
And I got news for you there, Ncuti. Like you definitely
He
can.
Ncuti his career.
Well, it's like, I'm just gonna say there are certain parts of those countries over there they're not gonna be okay with a black gay man. I'm just saying, you might want to
look, I get it. If you really feel strongly about something, that's up to you. But you also understand that you can't promise to be there or do something and then just not show up because you're mad about something. And you're allowed to have your opinion, but when they say, freedom of speech isn't freedom from consequence, that's what they kept saying about everybody else when they were mad at them or they were okay with them getting punished.
Well, that's Disney right now. So I think what's going on is there are a lot of things, and I think Iger is starting to read the room finally, and it's not necessarily because he wants to, but I think he's just looking at it like, okay, this is where the consumer actually is, and it's my job as a CEO
He'll do that for movies and shows, but he won't do it for the theme parks. Like next year for the theme parks, the ticket prices are up. And people are like, no, they're not. Yeah, they are. They went up. And beyond the fact they went up, like what's going on okay, so they said our lowest price didn't increase. We still have those low price tickets. The difference is, it's an example. I don't have the exact numbers. Last year we had, 20 of those dates. This year we have 3. But we didn't raise it. You didn't. But technically, there's more days that are higher price than there are that are lower price. So you still come about ahead, and it is higher. It is a higher price overall. Yeah. And he's just gonna keep. They keep doing this stupidity, and people can't. They're just burned out and tired of it.
Yeah.
And I think Marvel, they're burned out and tired. Star Wars, the theme parks, everything.
So I think what they're doing is they're going to try to make sure that, when Doomsday and Secret Wars come out, that it's going to be a massive, huge. They basically want 2 back-to-back Deadpools and Wolverines, and they're going to do what they can do to make it happen. But will people care at that point? I don't know.
I think it's going to depend on how it looks. I think it's going to depend on what they see when they finally show instead of tell. I think it'll depend on that.
Well, that's the thing too. Like that was really ill-conceived because I was looking at the comments during that 5-hour circle jerk where they were announcing all the names, and people were like, if you're trying to get us excited for this movie, nobody you're announcing gets us excited.
Yeah, after
because
5 hours, you're just not into it anymore.
we knew everybody. The big reveal was Robert Downey Jr. I'm like, bitch, you ruined that last year. Nobody, like, they thought it was going to be they thought it was going to be like all these names that they did not expect to be in this movie, maybe from other, Spider-Man movies or X-Men movies or whatever. And that was not the case. There were a couple, but it was like, yeah, we already kind of figured. We already kind of figured it was going to happen. So there we go, guys. You have to wait longer. Oh boy. And yeah, I don't care. So let's wrap it up, right?
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.